is how long we've waited for this. But was it all worth it? Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Suzuki Jimny. It certainly hasn't lost any of its character. It is still as thoroughbred off-roader as the original one from 1970s. Since then, Suzuki has sold 3 million Jimnys. I've been told this is not some sort of an imposter. I've been told it's a real deal. Well, let's toughen up and hop in and see if it's really the real deal. The new generation of Jimny loses some curves but gains its coolness. Suzuki claims that this squarey, chunky and boxy look is going back to Jimny's roots. A little bit of a Jeep Wrangler, but mainly the new Jimny is being compared to the new G Class. In fact, there are tuning companies that now offer packages what so-called make me look like a G Class. But why? I mean, look at this car. It looks phenomenal on its own. Nearly vertical front window, it helps to prevent unwanted reflections. So do matte materials inside the cabin. Square bonnet looks pretty cool, but it actually has a purpose. It helps you to feel the distance, especially when you're doing some precision off-roading. So we've got a decent engine, and like its predecessor, this is a 1.5 litres naturally aspirated petrol engine versus 1.3 litres naturally aspirated. We are producing 102 horsepower, 130 Nm of torque. This isn't a speedy Gonzales because the maximum speed is 145 km an hour. This is the only engine available in the new Jimny, and Suzuki explains that no turbo is actually better because it's got a softer torque moment, which is especially crucial when off-roading. Well, we shall find out about that in due course. The steering is soft, it is light, but it's got a natural feel about it. As I'm going around those corners, the car is wandering about a little bit, it leans, it bends, but again, just like with the steering, it feels fairly natural, probably because of its size and its weight. I mean, it's a fairly compact car. It is also very narrow and it weighs only 1.3 tons. So you're not afraid that all of a sudden, when you lean a little bit too much to one side, you're going to capsize. Although when you're blonde, you never know, because every day is an adventure and you literally don't know what's around the corner. Gotta slow down, got a bit of traffic here. Little friends. So the cabin is designed to fit in 4 people, but I would say it's more like 2 adults here in the front and 2 chihuahuas in the back, or perhaps 2 small children. The cabin is compact, but in fairness, I must say it is very well thought out. The quality of the materials and the finishing is not too bad. It's just that everything here is so dark, so sad. I mean, Suzuki, why couldn't you add a dash of pink or blue to brighten things up? Never mind, everything is functional and easy to use, the systems and all that. The materials are actually quite tough. Hard to scratch, but you can easily remove any dirt of them. Obviously, you'll be going off-road, so that's important. If you only saw the floor down here, oh dear. What I also like about the cabin are the swivels and the buttons, because you can actually use them whilst wearing your gloves. And I'm not talking about my fancy fashion gloves, I'm talking about proper winter gloves. And here's an interesting fact. We are back to a mechanical lever versus buttons. We've got the lever to change from rear-wheel drive to four-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, low range. It's a very basic system, which means it is very unlikely it's going to break when you, for example, have parked on the top of the hill with rocks. Light construction, small engine, solid four-wheel drive, it's a combination that just works. It's a combination that has worked for many years, and Suzuki has tweaked in few bits and pieces. They've improved here and there so that the car can actually be used as a decent daily driver. Unlike its predecessor, which, let's be honest, was a bit like a medium-sized elephant and drove like a pig. Here the suspension actually is soft, it absorbs a lot of bumps and imperfections. When you put your foot down, yes, there's quite a bit of a rattle coming through, but quite frankly, this is to be expected with only 102 horsepower. I've got a 4-speed automatic gearbox. It is smooth, most times it knows what it's doing, you don't feel the change of gear at all. When I'm going uphill, it's it gets confused a little bit, but it's not a big deal at all. You might laugh at me, but I actually think this car works in the city because it is compact and it is narrow. You're sitting high up, the visibility in this car is brilliant. It's like a little glass house, you're seeing everything that you need to see. Plus, you've got those huge mirrors that really do help. Now, why I think it works in the city? Because when you are stuck in a smelly, disgusting, dirty and hot city, it's just so lovely to be able to take your car out, let it all out, whether it's an evening or a weekend, and just go off-road. And now that we are talking about practicality and usability, what about the fuel consumption? Well, I'm using 9.6 liters, but in my defense, I am climbing a fairly high mountain, 2,000 meters high. It's quite a bit. When you're on the motorway and in the city, you're looking at minimum of 9 liters. It is what it is. But how much fun you get with this car, huh? Oh boy. So it is worth it, actually. All right, Jimny, show me what you really got. We're gonna take it on some rocks and we're gonna give it a nice bath. All right, let's put it to low. And things are moving. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. I am going unsupervised, so that's probably not a good idea, but nevertheless, I'm actually loving it. Sometimes it's like a child, unsupervised. You have the most fun. Okay, let's reverse it and go up that hill one more time. Oh, it rides so well and it is so easy. And I think I haven't actually put it into for low. Now it is. Okay. Now it's proper off-roading. I'm a bit scared since I'm alone, but the camera's probably shaking a bit. But never mind. What doesn't kill us will make us stronger. And now I'm actually oh shit, somebody's there. Okay, let's do this. Up that hill again. And down that hill. Okay, enough rocks. I think it's time for some bath. Isn't it? Let's do this. One more go. I love it. It just shows you a blonde can go unsupervised off-road where there's rocks, water, mud, everything, and be okay in a Jimny. Oh dear, we still have plenty of snow here and there are so many bumps after the winter, but nothing Jimny can't handle. So, it has taken me only a few minutes behind the wheel of the new Jimny to realize and to accept that it was so worth waiting 20 years for the new Jimny. Not only does it look so much cooler, you gotta admit, it looks proper cool, but it also drives so much better. You know, at first sight, it looks like a sweet candy, a very fancy car in a very fancy blue color, which I love, by the way. This car couldn't be further away from another NAM city crossover. It doesn't spoil us with neither fanciness in terms of the cabin nor space. That is because this is a real deal. This is an authentic off-roader. It's not another car that claims to be luxurious and capable of doing just about everything in life. No, it's really the real deal. And it's so nice to see in the world that's dominated by huge cars with large displacement engines that are very expensive. You know, this cookie will prove you very, very quickly what a tough cookie it really is. It might just show you the middle finger, which I am extremely delighted about, because Suzuki proves that you can have so much fun off-road for not that much money. Speaking of money, that's a nice subject too before I finish up. The new Jimny starts from 22,000 Swiss francs in Switzerland, which is more or less an equivalent to the US dollar. If you ask me, it's a fantastic value for money. It's such a cool car. You know, yes, it's not perfect in many aspects, especially the, you know, the right quality, but off-road, yeah, look at my face. And this brings me to the end of this video. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. A big thank you to Suzuki Switzerland for lending me this car. As always, I look forward to your questions and your comments. I wish you a wonderful day, whatever that you're doing, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye! Let's do this. Or not. Clearly, something is up.